Hey church, here's a few things that you'll need to do before you come to church each week. One of the things that is really important is that you don't come to church if you are displaying symptoms of COVID-19. So that's either you are displaying those symptoms or someone in your household is displaying those symptoms. Symptoms include a temperature where you're hot to touch in your chest or your back, a new persistent cough, or a loss of your normal sense of taste or smell. It's also important that you don't come to church if you have a current shielding letter that is given to you by your GP. Also, it's really important before you leave the house that you take time to print out or make your own contact tracing card. So if you go to the email that was sent to you this week, you will see what you need to fill in. So we have a contact tracing card here. It's really important that you fill in these information before you come. You need to have the date and time of what service you are attending, the name or names of attendees, a contact email, and a contact phone number. It's really important that this is filled out and completed before you come to church every service. It's really important that you give yourself time to get to church, because it's likely that when you come here, you will have to wait outside. We're going to open the doors 15 minutes before each service, so you will have to wait. Do keep social distancing between each other. We're keeping 2 meters at this point. The only group that don't have to social distance are those from the same family, so households of the same people. You do not have to social distance. All we ask is that you be patient and wait as we get into church. So whenever you arrive in church, it's really important that you take the contact tracing form that you have already completed and you put it in one of the bins provided. The reason that we're filling these in is on the event that someone may come to church and may test positive for COVID-19. This is just an easy way for us to contact anyone who was at that service. So take your contact information that you will bring to every service and put it into this bin. Now you've come into the main church, we want to encourage you to keep social distancing. Don't congregate at the back of the church. You'll notice a table in front of you where you can come and get your hands sanitized. Do that before you go any further. After you've cleaned your hands, and each person that is with you in your family or household has done the same, you are encouraged to take a seat from the front of the church first. You'll notice members of staff or welcome team at the front of the church. Please follow their direction, and we do encourage you to start filling from the front of the church. It'll make this whole process and entry into church much quicker and much smoother. So now that you've come into church and taken your seat, we ask that you as a family sit together. You don't have to social distance. If you come as an individual, then please keep a distance of 3 seats between you and the next person. We do ask you, whether you come as a family from the same household or as an individual, to stay in the same seat for the duration of the service. Even if that means you've come early, we ask you please to stay seated for the duration of the service, unless it is an emergency. Our services will run for 45 minutes. We're going to start with a block of worship, there'll be a block of preaching, and then we will end with a response time or some prayers. So our worship is going to be led by a live band at the front of the church. So whilst they will be singing live to us, we're going to say that the congregation not participate in singing. Rather, we're going to use this space to allow the Holy Spirit to minister into our lives. So we want to encourage you to sit where you are, to kneel where you are, or stand where you are, and just let the Holy Spirit, in that moment of still, as we listen to worship, allow the Holy Spirit to minister deep into our hearts and our lives. So as you come into church, you'll notice that you will come in through My Lady's Road into the main church. That's our one entrance into church, and our one exit out of church will be through the side doors onto Jocelyn Street. There'll be one disabled toilet that will be open for emergencies only, but we request that if you use it, please use the products in there to wipe down and clean down all surfaces before you leave that toilet. At the end of each service, please wait for instruction as to how you are to leave the building. We're going to have to do this a row at a time, so please be patient and show grace as we wait for people to leave the building. Please pick up everything that you've brought to church. All your belongings you need to take with you. Don't leave anything behind. If you've used any tissues during the service, then please dispose of them in one of these pedal bins as you exit. Please don't congregate at the back of the church. Just exit as quickly as you possibly and physically can. Don't block the exits to slow things up. It'll be a lot more efficient and effective if we all are patient with each other and do this in an orderly fashion. We're really thankful to anyone and everyone who gives financially to the church. If you'd like to contribute to the work of the church, there will be this glass jar at the back of our service, and we want to thank you for your giving. Hey, we understand and appreciate that all these rules and regulations and do's and don'ts doesn't sound like the welcome back to church that any of us wanted. But we believe if we can honor these guidelines and stick to these rules, that we can create a safe and welcoming environment for you to come back to. It is our prayer that it is the presence of God that you would encounter when you come here. So even through all the things that don't seem like church and don't feel like church, that you would sense and feel the presence of God in this place. So be blessed, be encouraged, be safe. Welcome back home.